In the last live stream, we told you that Bitcoin would drop from this level, and that's exactly what happened. In this video, we will briefly explain the significance of the price compressing against such a relevant structure before falling. Let's take a look back at the long-term trend of cryptocurrencies, with a strong focus on Ethereum's chart. And now you're going to understand why. You're looking at the daily chart. And remember, not too long ago, we experienced a strong bearish impulse, and to its right, we have its entire correction. This correction has a labeled structure, forming a complex corrective pattern that ended in a Z. That Z has developed its own structure, its own trend line. This structure and trend line, as you can see, were breached on August 4th, triggering a black swan event for this asset. Now let's switch to the 1 hour time frame, and I want you to pay close attention to the following. If we say there's a black swan here and the price, after breaking a creek as it did here, usually goes back to retest the structure. And after the test, what tends to happen is that the movement continues. As you can see, that did happen, but not in a simple way. Notice that at the moment of the test, the smart money, which had been applying strong selling pressure on the structure, was so bold that they didn't allow the buying force to touch the structure. This gap is what we call buyer weakness. And when we have buyer weakness in the face of these types of events, well, the result, I think you're already seeing it, is aggressive. Now, based on this idea, look at Ethereum. After that failed test due to buyer weakness, smart money came in and created a formation, a pattern that we had informed Decrypto give great importance to. It all starts with a bearish impulse, continues with a channel, and ends with a range. Then, it offers US a deceptive climactic action against a key structure, which, as you already know from previous videos, happens to be a macro defense zone. Well, in the face of this type of event, what we can also expect is for the market to offer not just one impulse, but at some point, the search for its replication. What I'm telling you is true, but here, I'm going to share something with you that we consider highly valuable. To begin with, notice the aggressiveness of this bearish impulse. Look how directional, how direct, and how aggressive it is. Now, I want you to observe everything you see to its right, the rise. And here, I'll throw you a question. If that is movement A, do you think it is comparable to movement B? Do you think they belong to the same family, or are they completely different? You can leave your answer in the comments, and now I'll tell you my answer. Well, without a doubt, they are different things, as phase B is undoubtedly a full correction. And notice how fractal the market is. Because if earlier we talked about our favorite pattern of impulse channel, range, and climactic action impacting on a macro level against a key defense zone, now let's see how its reaction is actually the same thing. Here we have an impulse, which the market continues with a channel, followed by a range, and finally comes a climactic bullish action to impact against a key structure. You can already see that key structure. Look at why we consider it key. It's not magic and it's not coincidence. It's simply understanding how smart money manipulates assets based on the operational needs they have day by day. And now, what I'm about to share with you is also of utmost importance. Take a look at how, after this climactic bullish action that Ethereum has experienced, they have compressed its price against a key structure. For those who have been following the Crypto Insight channel for a while, you already know where we're heading. These kinds of compressions against relevant structures are like ticking time bombs. Everyone knows that by now. And here, we have the creak of its distribution. There was a breakout, as expected, a Sunday at 6 in the afternoon, a time when no retail investors are trading. And the more experienced among you already know why this happens. Basically, large institutions know exactly what they're doing. They know well in advance where they're going to take the market. Throughout this phase, they already knew they wanted to crash the market. But what they didn't want was for retail investors, in other words, you or me, to join them in that move. I've explained it 1,000 times, but one more won't hurt anyone. The fact is that if retail investors are also shorting, when they see the price movement going in their favor and see profits in their accounts, they will want to close their positions. And when a retail investor closes a short, a market buy is executed. In other words, ask is injected. And remember, the smart money's goal in this case is to drive the price down. So they won't be happy if, while the price is moving in their favor, we retail investors start injecting ask all the way down, as it goes against their interests. And that's why smart money wants to move alone in their trades. That's why the black swan of compression against a relevant structure happens on a quiet Sunday afternoon. Now, tell me, what were you doing on Sunday afternoon? And only answer if it's something the rest of us can know. You know what I mean. Now, let's analyze Bitcoin's situation. It's somewhat similar, but it gives us a unique perspective and valuable information. I'll explain that now. But first, welcome to Crypto Insight, your ethical and moral channel for cryptocurrency technical analysis. Here, we really know what we're talking about. We conduct advanced technical analysis that has been developed for over 12 years. We upload videos several times a week. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, let me know and leave a comment with your opinion. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell so you don't miss the next opportunity. Before we dive into Bitcoin, let's wrap up with Ethereum. What we need to keep in mind on a 4-hour time frame is that after experiencing the climactic bullish action against the relevant structure, seeing such an aggressive collapse, and remembering the buyer weakness we saw with this gap in the test over the macro creek, everything is pointing towards the short term. When I say short term, I mean the immediate future, or let's say short to medium term, where we should prioritize looking downwards. That's why, in the live stream we did this morning for Crypto Insight Premium members, we were looking for opportunities to position short in all the cryptos for intraday trading purposes. I have to say that the entry points have worked wonderfully, but we're not here just for that. I'm actually here to explain that this macro compression, in our opinion, seems like it's going to continue. If we see some kind of upward correction, we'll see, but it makes sense that the story continues here, and in the future, we'll see how it unfolds. Let me confirm that, in the long term, we remain optimistic. However, for now, we'll have to wait and see if we can start looking upwards later on. Regarding Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame, we've regained this macro bearish channel and we can see that the price is hitting its median line. I can guarantee that this process hasn't been forced at all. In fact, by naturally identifying the correct alpha angle of trends, we've arrived at this point, and of course just like with Ethereum. But in a slightly different way, we'll give it the attention and importance it deserves. Earlier, I mentioned the pattern of impulse channel, range and climactic action for Ethereum. Well, we have exactly the same thing happening with Bitcoin, and this time we've come to hit the median line. As I mentioned earlier, it may seem like we've forced it, but I assure you that's not the case at all. That being said, what we observe here is a compression. We see the creek against a relevant structure, and we have the black swan again. The same situation in this case. The breakout occurred on Sunday at midnight. Look at how sneaky these institutions are. They don't want to share even a crumb of their pie. But that's why Crypto Insight exists, to detect where the smart money is positioned. We explain how we detect it, what implications it has, and what we need to see to continue the idea. After the breakout this morning, just a few hours ago, we did a live session with the crypto premium community. The blue lines you see were key zones where we were looking for short entries in Bitcoin. And honestly, we've been looking for this not only in Bitcoin, but also in Ethereum. In this case, we also looked for it in BNB. We were looking for it in the test. Now, I'll talk about BNB because it's an open book, and we've been looking for it here in Solana as well. And hey, if you'd like to be part of the free private Crypto Insight Premium community, let me tell you that access to Crypto Insight Premium is open, but not for long. In just a couple of days, we'll be closing the form you're seeing on the screen. So if you want to join Crypto Insight Premium, fill out this form. Now, to be part of Crypto Insight Premium, you must meet 3 requirements. First, you need to be a user of Bitchit, Binx, or Bitunix using our referral code, which you'll find linked in the form itself. Second, you must have deposited crypto into your account with a minimum value of $100. And third, you must use this account as your main futures trading account. You have to trade only after meeting these 3 requirements. Important, not before. Can you fill out the form? So once you've met the 3 requirements, all you have to do is access the form, which you'll find in the description and the pinned comment of this video. We'll ask you 5 very basic questions, and within 72 working hours, you'll get a response to your email. And remember, to stay in the group, you have to keep trading. Now, let's take a look at what we expect for Bitcoin after the compression. On the 1-hour chart, after seeing this bearish impulse, we honestly don't know if this was the starting point for continuation. It's certainly a possibility. That's why we were looking for short opportunities this morning. But it's also very possible that the market decides the price will seek a correction. We'll see how far it goes before then searching for the bearish follow-up. The question is whether we're already enjoying the move since this morning, or if it will soon rise to offer us the movement we're chasing, the continuation of this short-term bearish move. Remember, we remain bullish in the long term. Now, let's look at the BNB chart. Remember, this is all part of a Z formation, which means we're going to place a lot of importance on what happens with the price at this level. This level is going to be crucial and decisive, as an aggressive breakout could signal a bear market. But at the same time, this same zone, the one I'm marking for you, is a key structure and an optimal area to look for explosiveness. And here, obviously, you need to know how to trade it. I've just shared the idea idea with you. Looking at the 1-hour time frame, you may have noticed that we're working within a descending channel and we're tolerating this deviation. It's all about seeing the alpha angle and how well it's working for us. Honestly, it's a wonder. Look, this type of structure offers great opportunities to the market. Now, if we zoom in a bit to the present, we'll realize the same pattern we analyzed earlier in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Recently, at a macro level, we've seen an impulse followed by a channel, ending with a range that gave us a fake-out climax move, only to then reverse the market with its harmonic impulse. That's what we're looking for. And now, check out what we've drawn here. In relation to this impulse, we have its mirror image in the same length. And I'm telling you, what's invisible to the average retail investor is something we know is the harmonic's end, and we give it a lot of importance. In other words, there's an invisible yet highly functional structure here, of course, and especially if we apply the cross-technical analysis that we created and named at Crypto Insight, we can see how we are in key structural zones where we've experienced a distribution. This is all part of a compression against a critical level. Here we have the Black Swan event, as expected. Now, we'll see if they're aiming to break through this defense zone, because doing so could lead us, as I said, to a bearish leg. Interesting. That has been confirmed. All of this remains to be seen. But yes, we're going to give great importance to this structure. A breakdown of this zone will simply add more fuel to the fire. Exactly. And here, of course, we ask ourselves the same question. This morning, we already hit the key point that's going to drive the movement. And if you ask me, I'd like to see even more of a drop. Or, on the other hand, does the price need to correct further before offering us the continuation we're looking for? It's a question that if I had the answer to, well, I'd be inviting you all to join me on a luxury yacht right now. But since we're not fortune tellers, these are the types of questions we have to work through. And I'll tell you, specifically with BNB, I wouldn't be looking for re-entries. It's true that we provide all this information in Crypto Insight Premium. Remember, don't take too long if you want to be part of this private community, as we're closing access very soon. In these live sessions, we've discussed how to look for entries in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. If you found this advanced technical analysis interesting, let me know in the comments. Also, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and click on the notification bell so YouTube lets you know about future posts. And don't forget to share this content with your friends and other trading and crypto communities. Good luck with your trading, and see you next time.